Welcome to the Knitworthy podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Knitworthy podcast. Today is Monday, May 11th, 2015, and my name is Brianne, also known as Being Brianne, and this is my gorgeous mother.
Hello, friends. I'm saying that because I've met a few of our friends recently.
Yes, you have.
And my name is Linda, also known as Stony Brook. But you can call me Mama Linda if you want to.
That's right. And we have been gone for a little while. We have, haven't we?
An unintentional sabbatical.
Yes, it was. Well, it started out with you were in Colorado with Peggy Doney.
Yes, the wonderful Peggy from the 100th Sheep. And she has, this is the second time I've been able to go back and learn from her, which she's an amazing dyer and spinner. But this time I got extra fun. So, more about that later. I'm probably going to split it up into several podcasts because there was just so much.
Otherwise, this would be like a 3-hour-long podcast.
You know how long we can get.
That's right. That's right. Well, Mom, why don't you tell me, what are you wearing?
Well, I am wearing my Mother's Day present. Do you know if other countries celebrate Mother's Day when we do, or is that an American holiday?
I don't know. That's a great question. Sophie, quiet.
You want to fill for me while I open the door for her?
Yes. So, in the United States, yesterday was Mother's Day, and I don't know if other countries have Mother's Day, but we do, and it's basically a day where we say thank you to our mothers and celebrate them, although do not think that women should be celebrated every day. I think that this should be like an everyday holiday, but that's okay.
We did. I just pulled stitches off.
Uh-oh, that is a problem.
Look at, I did a twirl to sit down this time.
Dun, 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 and I'm going to turn off the sound to your iPad.
Good plan.
Yes. Oh, what did I do? I pressed something.
You locked the screen? I don't know.
Ah!
And I just lost a bunch of stitches off.
Oh, goodness sakes. Okay, so...
Whoa. Where are you?
I don't know. I'm apparently in your messages. But I thought I had turned off the sound.
Is there no way that we can have a podcast without having issues?
No. No, we're always going to have issues because it's us. That's okay, though. That's why you love us. We're real.
We are. And I literally pulled a bunch of stitches off of this project I'm working on. And I'm like, I'm not really sure what to do.
That's okay. Well, we just want to thank everybody who sent us a message on Ravelry or checked in on us to say hello and to see how we're doing. We really appreciate it. We did not ignore your messages because we hate you or because we, we just were in the midst of real life, and I still
haven't caught up from being gone in Colorado with my messages, emails, that kind of stuff. So it's nothing personal. It's just everything took longer than I expected.
Yeah.
To kind of get back. And, I had that typical, like I do, a crash after a really fun time. I'm like, oh, I can't move.
Yeah, she came back and was, kind of
comatose for a while, really.
You really were.
I have my own special kind of comas that come on after I've done something really fun.
It's true. It's true. So, in any case, you are wearing your Mother's Day present because who doesn't need a woolen mohair hat in the middle of May?
I need it. I am sweating a little, but
she's
anything for the show.
Yes.
I love this hat, and we had originally talked about doing it as she was going to do the ribbing, and I was going to finish the stockinette slog part. And then, surprise, it's Mother's Day!
That's right.
I love it. And it's my first time actually putting a sockhead hat on.
Yeah.
And it feels wonderful.
Well, good. Yeah. This was made out of Mountain Colors Barefoot, which is a woolen mohair, I think a nylon blend. And it was very interesting to work with. My hands got really warm while I was working with it. And so there were times when I had to put it down.
It's definitely toasty. I may just, after we talk about this hat, be shedding it. Because it was like 72, 74 degrees yesterday. Really not hat weather.
No, especially not woolen mohair. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my featherweight cardigan, which we will talk about.
How did I not
later.
notice that?
I don't know. It was stealthy.
You were stealth.
I was stealth.
You should be in the military.
Thank you.
Totally
Yeah.
get messages to and from people.
Yeah. I could be a spy.
You could.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could be a knitwear spy.
Yeah.
What yarns are coming out?
I can handle that job.
Uh-huh.
That would be good.
Look the other way.
Her hair can breathe again.
I know, it's going to look like a hot mess, but it's better than
look,
sweating all the time.
Steam.
Do you see it?
Steam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, woo. But I do love it.
Oh, yes. Let's see if I can move this up without exiting to different screens. So let's talk about gooseberries.
Yes, I have so many.
You did.
When we've haven't had a chance to podcast for so long, so many things happen. There's just no way you can talk about everything.
Right.
So, of course, my big highlight was my trip to Colorado, going to Fiberfest.
Mm-hmm.
And it was held in, I'll probably get this wrong, I think Loveland, Colorado.
Okay.
It was all Colorado to me. But what a joy. And it was the very first fiber event that Interweave has put on of that kind. And I was like a babe in the woods, having no idea, having not been to a big national event.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was totally unprepared because I've only been to our local fiber events, which are very casual with, t-shirts and jeans, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people that were dressed for fiber shopping.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in honor of the Fiberfest event, I wore my uniform today. I'm going to stand up, which was a classy black shirt and jeans.
Oh, yes. Very nice.
Do you see how classy I look?
You are so classy.
That's as classy as it got for me. So I think if
That's
I
okay.
get the opportunity to go again, I'm going to have to think about my wardrobe a little bit more.
Yes.
Classy black t-shirt and a pair of pants just probably is not going to cut it.
Well, you live and you learn.
You do. I did want to do a couple shout outs.
Oh, let me hear them.
There are so many. But we had a fan show up.
Oh, my goodness.
I got to give out one of our buttons.
Yay.
I was so excited. In fact,
I'm so glad you came prepared.
I know. I was so excited that I was fangirl for her. I was jumping up and down like, because she recognized me, and it was Jan, who is Jan on, she's Jan, who is Jan on Ravelry. Super nice lady.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop in her picture right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really fun getting to meet her. She was so nonchalant about the whole thing. She was not, like, oh, I'm so excited to meet you. She was just like, oh, don't you do a podcast?
Oh, how funny.
And she knew my name.
Yes.
So I was very excited. That was so fun. I made a couple of new friends, too. They invited me over to knit with them on their little couch that they'd commandeered in the lobby for that purpose.
Oh, how fun.
And so that was super fun. And that was J-R-A-J-N. That's her name on Ravelry. And Sweet Pea Knitter.
Oh.
These ladies, they knit lace like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the more interesting the pattern, the more intricate, they are all about it.
Yeah.
And Sweet Pea Knitter was wearing things that she had made, these beautiful, gorgeous over jacket kind of things that are beautiful and lacy, and she totally rocked the look.
Awesome.
So it was really interesting. I just don't see myself heading in the direction of lace, but if I were going to, I'd totally hang out with these ladies and try and learn from them because they have done some amazing projects. So it was great to meet you. I have to say that. Very fun. I met a lot of people that had no idea that, about the podcast or anything, but they were just wonderful, fiber-loving people.
Well, good. They are our people.
They are people.
How neat.
Super fun. Can I do my Are You Kidding Me right now? Because it does relate.
Go for it.
It's a Fiberfest
I
event.
think you should.
I had 2 Are You Kidding Me's at the Fiberfest.
Okay.
So, first of all, I'm trying to help somebody. And, so we're in the Peggy's booth, which is gorgeous. And I'll put some snapshots at the end in the pictures from the Ozarks part of it at the end, but it won't be from the Ozarks, it's going to be from Colorado. And I'll put some pictures of Peggy's booth so you can all see what it looks like when it's decked out with all of her wares.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a wonder to behold. And it's big enough that people, can actually come in the booth, more than one person and stuff. So I was demoing a drum carder. Love! The Strouch Mad Batter.
Uh-huh.
And so no one told me to. I just took on that job. Gee, I wonder why. Because I would still love one of those.
Yeah.
But I was demoing that, and Peggy was helping someone behind me, and I'm reaching down to get a little puff of fiber to add to the next bat. Totally lost my balance and fell backwards in front of this customer.
Oh no.
Which totally flustered her. She thought she had done it, which she hadn't. It's just my clumsy self.
Yes.
As you know, these things happen to me. Poor lady ran like I had shot her with a BB gun or something.
No.
She just was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and she got out of there as fast as she could. Totally ruined Peggy's sale.
Oh.
I felt so bad. But, the picture, I wish that someone would have been coherent enough to have snapped a pic of me flat on my back in the ground in the booth. But, it was like, what can you do? When you're already on the floor, you just make the best of it, get up and move on.
Ta-da!
The second, oh my goodness, is why did it not occur to me a national event are going to have big name people there?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So I got to meet Maggie Casey and Abby, I don't know how to say her name exactly, Fracklemont, or she is both of these ladies are like spinning gurus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Maggie Casey is just, she's been around for a very long time and has nurtured the spinning industry like no one else has, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Abby Fracklemont has really she was one of the first ones I saw on YouTube demonstrating how to use drop spindles and support spindles and things like that. So really, I watched her to learn how to spin to begin with.
Wow.
And so I didn't recognize Maggie Casey because I wasn't as familiar with her, but I totally recognized Abby when she came walking down the aisle, and I'm trying to, holding on to the chair.
Yeah.
Trying to be calm, and it was like meeting the president or something.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed to stand and salute.
Oh.
I didn't.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. That wasn't oh my goodness, that was a wonderful experience. And actually, Peggy was very gracious because Peggy wanted to get a picture with them. She knows them. This is like her world. So she's, friendly with them. I don't know if they hang out and, go to the spa together or anything, but they're friendly.
They're loofing each other's back.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they're getting a picture together, and Peggy was gracious enough to invite me into the picture because she knew I was practically trembling. I was so excited.
Yeah.
So I'll put that in right here. Are we frozen?
No, I think that's the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Well, hopefully we're okay.
Yes, we were last time.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So don't mind me. Anyway, so that was super fun to get a picture of me and spinning heroes.
Yes.
Very fun. And they're just normal people. They were not dressed with their tiaras and prom dresses or anything.
Right.
So made me feel better about my, casual attire to be able to have my buddies. I have to call them my buddies now.
My BFFs, you know.
Yeah. So that was super fun. But the oh my goodness moment was, besides falling all over the booth,
right,
was you're trying to be friendly I mean, not like you're not normally friendly, but
Right.
when you're helping someone in a booth, you want people to feel comfortable to come in.
Maybe you're a little bit extra outgoing.
I think so, because you want people to know, well, come on in and touch this, you know,
Yeah.
see how lovely this fiber is, and see how the yarns are made, and you know, let's talk or whatever.
Mhm.
You don't want people just looking and then walking past. So, you know, you try to reach out to people, and so at an event like this, people are wearing amazing things.
Right.
And I don't know why that didn't occur to me,
Okay.
but I could have just snapped pictures of everybody who walked by.
Yeah.
It was the best voyeur activity there was, you know, though I was a bit of a spectacle there when I'm falling all over the place. I'm not too stealthy as you are. But I'm looking and I see this gorgeous crocheted wrap on a woman, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to tell you, I love your wrap. And I'm just like, it's just amazing. May I see it? And I'm touching her and doing, you know, like I do,
Yes.
acting like, you know, I'm someone's friend before they even know me. But I wasn't trying to put on airs or anything. It was just, I was like, she's my friend. I love this, you know.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, yes, that's my design. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
And I realized she is one of the featured people for this event. She goes all over the place. It was Mary Beth Temple. She is a very prolific designer. She was there doing recordings for Interweave. She was signing books. She was teaching. I think she taught a class or was there for some special banquet they had.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you say when you have made it clear you have no clue who she is?
Well, of course you are, honey.
Should have done that. But instead, I said, I am so sorry. I did not recognize you, but how does it feel to be recognized for your work instead of for who you are?
How
I
funny.
love that shawl. So she was very gracious and chatted with me for a while. Very,
That was very
fun
nice of
lady.
her. Yeah.
She's one, I think, if you could get into an event where she'd be speaking, I would totally go to it.
Oh, good.
She's super fun.
Good.
I'm sorry for the long Fiberfest thing, but that was where a lot of my time and effort went into, and then the big recuperation afterwards, trying to recover from that. So that's kind of what delayed things. It was me, not Brianne. She was like every week, quick, are we podcasting? I'm like, one more. Just one more.
I just 5 more minutes, Mom.
Uh-huh.
5 more minutes.
That's all I need.
Yeah. Uh-huh. How funny. Well, my gooseberry was, I only have one of them.
Oh, what is it?
Well, Owen is in the drama club at school. And
Excuse me.
he was in a production of Peter Pan for his school's drama club. And I have to tell you, it was a very long process of him accepting the fact that he was not going to be Peter Pan, even though we tried to explain to him that Peter Pan is usually played by a woman or a girl in this case, you know.
It's supposed to be tiny, and Owen is a tall young man.
Owen is 5 foot tall. He's 11 and a half. He's 5 foot tall, and he is not exactly going to be, you know, the willowy Peter Pan that
You probably
most
want to
people
host
think
him
of.
up with ropes. Host him up with ropes.
Oh, they didn't do that anyways,
Oh,
but
didn't.
no.
They're going to swing him over the audience or anything. Okay.
It's an intermediate school performance. I don't think they're going to do that anyways, but
Okay.
you know. But he was very. It took him a while to accept the fact that he was going to be Noodles the Pirate. And first of all, this name, Mom, very embarrassing. How am I going to tell my friends that I'm Noodles the Pirate? And in the months ahead, then, you know, he started to kind of accept this role that he had, and then kind of really take it on as his own and make it his own.
Did he?
He
I
did.
haven't seen a video yet.
Oh, Brighton has it on his phone, so we'll have to
Okay.
show you. But it was really fun to see him. You know, he came out and, you know, just like everything about him was very piratey. And he even did this piratey voice, you know, when he would say things, and, you know, he would, you know, say funny lines, and, you know, the whole audience would laugh with him. And, you know, he was just very overly dramatic, which I'm sure surprises all of you that one of my children would be overly dramatic.
Where does she get it?
I do not know. And scene. But all three of my children have this.
Mm-hmm.
I think much to my husband's lament.
Because he's not so much that way.
No. Brian is so quiet and so subdued, and he's a ton of fun to be with, and he's hilarious in his own way. But
he doesn't seek to showcase himself.
no, and my children and I do. If you couldn't tell. But anyways, so it was just so fun to see him, and we'll put in a picture of him right about here. So that was Owen in his pirate getup, and he had the whole pretend tattoo on his arm, and he was all just he was a pirate. And it was so fun. I was so happy to see him, because he went from being in tears about who he was cast as to really loving his character, and he had a whole backstory for his character that he had created, and it was just really fun.
That's neat.
That was a real joy. I really had a lot of fun, and
you and I both have done some dramatic things in our life, so it's nice to see some of the future generation enjoying. If you've never been part of a dramatic production in any way, it is really an exciting thing.
yes,
It's kind of like camp. If you've ever gone to camp and had a really great experience where you bond and you just have these wonderful memories, and it's like a really great camp experience.
absolutely,
I think.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his friends that he made, he had several of his classmates that were in the production as well,
Oh, fun.
which made it so much fun, to see his friends up there, and he was, now make sure that you look for so and so, and you don't forget to get pictures of so and so. I'm like, okay, so I had like this list, like this mental list of who I need to make sure that I get pictures of, and but
That's
it was
neat.
good. It was good.
Was he happy with your picture taking?
Yes, he was.
Good.
Yes, and they recorded it for the families, who weren't able to be there.
Oh, good.
So we have a DVD of it too.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So that's a neat idea for some parents who aren't able to get away.
Right.
And especially in a town that's about tourism and shows and things like that, it's not like asking off work. If you are in a show, they expect you to be there unless there's some serious thing wrong with you.
Absolutely. Right.
So.
Right. Well, let's talk about, we had a special guest.
We did. And I have to preface this by saying, I'm so sorry, Jessica. Jessica, who is Pearls of Faith, is our special guest today.
Yes.
And she had recorded something for us, but we had issues with trying to get it to us. And it's, just some things happen sometimes that just make it difficult to include, to get the technology working in your favor.
Right. And
So-
some people are very technologically savvy, and some people are not. And we are mostly in the not so much.
Not so much. So
I'm really good at operating my iPhone, for example.
if it can be done on an iPhone, she can do it.
That's right. You want me to find you something on Netflix? I can do it.
Yeah. Had we been able to offer more assistance, it probably would have gone much better. But I decided that we cannot skip Jessica just because there were some issues. So I decided to just do a little tribute to Jessica.
I love it, right? Like a tribute, but not a sad one.
Not a sad one. It's not like a memorial for her or anything. She's still around. But I had fun looking into her Ravelry. Yeah, it feels like you're looking and snooping in someone's closet a little bit, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
You know, like you're at someone's house and you open a closet, or I don't do that, but if you did do that, it would be just just her stuff. What she says, and she's Pearls of Faith on Ravelry and Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of it, but I'm sure she would tell you if you
Pearls
had
of
questions.
Faith, like P-U-R-L-S?
Yeah, that's true. It's pearls with a P-U.
Like the knitting pearl.
Yes.
Not.
That was not a good description. But I'll put it right here. And what she says about herself is, I am 19, a Christian. I live in Pennsylvania. And I love this about her already.
Yeah.
I have 7 fur children.
Oh, my word.
And she has 13 chickens.
Wow.
What? We love you already, Jessica. She has a dog named Rebel, 3 rabbits, Molly, Kevina, and Marty. That touched my heart because I have a rabbit named Marty
Yes,
also.
you do.
She has 3 ferrets, Nettie, Henny, and Teddy. And I was watching her. She has a YouTube podcast. She's very natural in front of the camera. Now, I didn't watch all of them. I watched the most recent one, which looked like it was dated in February.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you still keep podcasting because she did a very good job.
Good.
She is a kindred spirit for sure because she has plans to create a fiber business and to do patterns and kind of explore this fiber world and see how she can make her mark. She even, I think, I don't know if it happened, she was talking about getting an alpaca.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's our kind of people. So what I found when I looked at her through her projects, and maybe while we're talking about her, I'll show the projects I'm talking about. I pulled a few favorites so I could show Brianne. First of all, Brianne, look at how adorable she is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She's not sure she likes her glasses because they were new. She got new glasses just like I did.
Uh-huh.
And she thought that she was used to a more rectangular frame. For my vote, I think these are adorable.
They are very cute.
So I'm not sure if she decided that she was going to change them out or keep them. But she's done a lot of different kinds of knitting. Look at, she's made an adorable Mr. Bakery Bear.
Oh.
Isn't he cute?
Yes.
I still want to do one.
Yeah.
And that's from Bakery Bear's podcast.
Mm-hmm. Was it Kay Jones?
Kay Jones and Obi-Wan Knitter do a wonderful podcast that I love. And she designs these adorable, they've designed a lot of things now. Even he's designing now.
Yes, he is.
And I have his cowl pattern that I got as a gift that I'm totally going to make.
Yes.
But anyway, she made this adorable Bakery Bear. And I also wanted to show you this cool hat. Now,
Oh, how fun.
is this cables? Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not even sure.
I don't know.
It's really cool. Now, she is wearing this in progress, so it's not like some funky turban. But the needles are on the top of her head still. And I love that about
I've never
her.
done that
You've
before.
never tried on things on the needles, huh?
That's dangerous.
That's right. I love that one. I think that's a really cool pattern she's got going. I don't even know what the pattern is, but I will put a link to that.
Okay.
And then she did this adorable scarf.
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
Colorful, and she's rocking it. Look at her.
Yes, she is.
Then I had to show you this hat. And I bet you can guess why I love it so much.
Oh, it's bunny bottoms.
Bunny bottoms. Oh my goodness, so cute. That is going to be on my list to do a colorwork hat with bunny bottoms on it.
That's hilarious.
I have my Flemish giant rabbit Martin, and I love his bottom. It's so cute.
What is his full name?
Tell me.
Marty Party want to have a party.
The kids call him that.
Yes. Well, you know who came up with it first?
Who?
Dad.
Oh, wow. Of course. So she's got a lovely menagerie started.
Yes.
And I love that. And she also, on her latest podcast that I saw, had done a beautiful crocheted wrap that she's thinking of how she might want to release it, whether as an individual pattern or as part of a set. So I would like to encourage you, keep on designing. I thought that was really lovely. And I'm excited to see the younger generation taking on a love for the fiber arts and just running with it.
Definitely.
I think I would like to see this enjoyed for generations to come, wouldn't you?
Yes, for sure.
You know, people are like, why would you want to dye or spin when you can buy things already made, you know? But I was thinking, well, why do we want to paint a picture when we can just take a snapshot and print it on our copier?
Right.
It's a different kind of a process.
It
and
is.
it becomes art, I think, just like painting is art. So I'm off my soapbox now.
Welcome back.
But I love the fact that that she has embraced this. So
Yeah.
I still enjoyed meeting you, Jessica. It was very fun to take a peek into the window of your world and see what a wonderful young woman you are. And I'm not trying to minimize the fact just because you're young, but I'm old. So relative to me, you are a baby. No, I'm just kidding. But I really did love her heart for and her passion for her animals and for her fiber stuff. So
Yeah.
yay her.
Yay.
Since my needles fell out of my work, could you give Jessica Pearls of Faith
Yes.
the complimentary, we love you, Jessica, good job.
Here we go.
There we
Yes.
go. Good stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk about what we're knitting. Can I
Okay.
go ahead and start because I have
Please
my
do.
knit in my hands,
Please do.
and I'm having a moment with my knitting.
Why?
Okay, so
The color's amazing.
thank you very much. This is Jojo Land Melody, which is a 100% wool superwash, and I started a sockhead hat out of it. Shocking. This would be number 4 because I finished Mom's, and then I thought, these are making really great gifts.
They are really great gifts.
And, it's something I can just throw in my purse
Mhm.
and not really have to think about it. And, I don't have to think about the pattern.
yeah.
I can just knit and knit and knit. This yarn so far has had 4 breaks in it. And do you see that I have only have maybe 1.5 inches of ribbing on this?
Yes.
Okay.
4 breaks and that much.
So that's about 1.5 inches. And look at this right here.
Another.
That would be number 5. So I am officially giving up on this yarn.
I didn't want to say anything, but my experience with some of their products has been similar in that they're also splitty.
This has not been splitty so much as it just has been, I can't believe how many breaks I have found in it.
They do have lovely colors, though, I have to say,
Yes.
and they are affordable.
Yes.
But-
This particular yarn, when it was purchased, was $5.95 for how many yards? 220 yards. So 2 skeins. I mean, $12 for a pair of socks.
And so hold up the color again, because that's usually what lures me into them, because they do lovely heathered colors, and they even have a tonal thing going on.
Yes.
And in the project itself, it is lovely.
It's gorgeous. But I just can't handle having that many breaks in my yarn.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
I'm unpleased.
I'm sorry.
Or displeased, should I say.
No, make up your own words. That's what I'm all about.
I'm unpleased.
Unpleased
So,
that girl.
I know. So I'm going to rip this out. I won't even rip it out. I'll just take it off the needles and toss it. And toss the yarn because this is not worth my time.
No, but don't toss that ball, because I could use it for embroidery and
Okay.
other things, so thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll
Do you
put
want
it
the other
with
one
my-
that has had 1,000,000 breaks in it so far?
No, thank
Okay.
you. Not
Oh.
that desperate.
Are you sure?
But there are times when you need just a little length of something, and I wouldn't necessarily want to knit a project with it, but I do think it's a lovely color. So
Yes. So alas, there goes that project.
could you also add a lac to that, because
A
it just
lac and a
sounded so-
lac.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's that.
Uh-huh.
I also have been working on my Tickety-Boo for You socks that I am making for Mom for Christmas.
Me.
Yes, little you. So here's the first one, which
I
is now
love it.
finished.
And I don't know how it'll translate when we upload, but this particular color in person is, maybe you can hold it closer, because it's looking bright red, and it's really such a rich, what would you call that?
It's like a
It's like a deep cranberry, but it's a lot of
Yeah.
tonals in it. They're not picking up. It's looking more starkly striped, but it's a very beautiful, rich tonal stripe.
I wonder if I put it against your shirt, if that would help at all. No, not really. If I make it into a mustache?
Mustache is good. What if you jump up and down and flap your arms like a chicken?
No. So this is where I was when you last saw it. Hello. Oh, there we go. That way. And so I finished the foot, And I have now cast on for the second sock. Dun, dun. And this is out of the Luby You Seasoning series. And this is called Tickety Boo, which I love. It makes me happy. And so yeah.
I'm super excited about those socks that I will never remember. I really am. I think they're gorgeous.
I love them too.
Yeah.
They make me very happy to work on. And the other thing that I've been working on, which I haven't been working on so much because I'm kind of stuck at the heel as far as what I want to do with it. I've really only put on like maybe 2 inches on these socks for Brian. I've really only put on about 2 inches on these socks, and I'm in about another inch. I need to start thinking about heels. So I don't know. I like them.
Well, you're not sure if you like them, or you're not sure what to put the heel?
No, I like them. I just don't know what kind of heel I want to do. So there we go.
I put Pish's Lips Kiss. That's my all-time favorite now.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's Mom's vote.
Because everyone must know what I think.
That's right. So, Mom, what have you been knitting on?
Well, I am currently knitting on this beautiful, I have to put it in front of your face, I guess, to get it on camera. Beautiful wingspan.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes, it is, I must say. Now, what makes this extra amazing to me is that Peggy showed me, or she worked with me, so that I could dye this striping colorway.
That's so awesome.
I mean, how cool is that? Now, I'm going to forget the actual name of this. It's Maple something. Do you remember? I couldn't remember what she has a name for this colorway.
Maple wood. Maple.
It's Maple something. So
Maple something.
If you like it, you can contact Peggy.
Maple, contact Peggy.
She's in the middle of a bunch of shows right now, so she wouldn't be able to do it right away. But if you
That's
really
a very
love
long
it,
name.
it is. I don't think it's that long.
Okay.
It's Maple something. But anyway, it has these beautiful autumn colors that I love, and what's appearing a bit brown in there, you can see maybe when I turn it like this, there is a brown, but there's also this plummy color, or is it purple? What would you call that, Brianna?
That's like a plum.
And that to me just makes it. And how fun is that? I've never done a wingspan.
Now,
Look at how fun that's going to be.
it is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Does Peggy have an online store?
Peggy does have an online presence in which she talks about her fiber art. She also is on Facebook. She does not have a store per se, but what you can do is if you like something that you see her post, you can contact her
Okay.
by messaging her on Facebook or through her website. So like if you like this, I'll put a link to the website in there. I'll have you put a link to the website for me. And you just message her and say, I would love to have this, and she'll tell you when she believes she'll be able to do it. Now, she has to operate this way because she also is a dyer for the silk company. Oh, brother. The name will go here. And Treenway Silk. They sell silk roving. I got to see it actually at a booth there at Fiberfest.
Oh, did you?
It's gorgeous. This is in her booth because she just dyes for them, but beautiful silk colorways.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I wanted to buy some, but you know, the budget I want to go see Heather, and I can't do huge purchases if I want to go see Heather.
We have priorities.
Yes. But anyway, so she has to work around that and her teaching and show schedule. So what you just have to do when you order from her is realize that it may not be in the mail tomorrow, so plan ahead, don't wait.
Right.
But I love her stuff. She has such a good eye for color.
Mm-hmm.
And I heartily recommend that you get some of her stuff to try.
You hardly recommend or you highly recommend?
Heartily.
Oh, I thought you said I hardly recommend.
No, heartily. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yes.
That would be really mean to say I hardly recommend.
She's my really good friend, but don't do it.
So that's Wingspan. I've worked on a number of different projects, including those socks that I started last summer.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Still, but I'm past the heel now at least. I'm just finishing
That's
the cuff
something,
on the
right?
last sock. but no sense bringing that up until it's like a finished deal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yay.
that's what I'm working on. How about, let's see, where are we next?
Let's came off the needles.
That'll make it easy for me to find the spot.
And once again, you get to see my shirt up close.
You know, we shake our heads again.
Ready?
Okay, and go. So anyways, we were talking about rabbit rug.
Yes.
And this is, I just took the backing, which is the linen burlap, and I finished using the this time, okay, let's start over. What this is a rug punched rug, needle punched. Now, needle punch can be a tiny little needle, and it's done with embroidery floss, which I have an example of over here. I did finish this too.
Lovely.
And this was a design I just freehand drew. Brienne, can you do this for me since
Yes.
I'm obviously feeling dyslexic today? Yeah, so it's a needle punched, and this one was done with sock yarn, and it was done with a hollow needle, and it's going to be like a mug rug, and it was just playing around with, how does this work? So same principle is done with this one, which is an Oxford rug punch, and you can see the hollow part there. Instead of having to thread through the middle of the needle, the yarn slips into this crack in the,
Well,
or
that's
not a
handy.
crack, but this crevice. Yeah, it is handy. And then it goes through the top here. Now, the nice thing about this is you can use your bulkier yarns with it. And now, my goal in doing this was one thing to be part of this was part of my crafting along where we were doing the anti-procrastination, because I'd always wanted to learn to do this.
Right.
And so I've been experimenting with different types of punch needle and rug hooking types of things. So I went from little sock yarn to, this is worsted held double or bulky yarns. They were all parts of my stash that were, some of them were less than successful spinning attempts. Some were just some yarns I had a little bit of, I didn't have enough to do something in. And I free-handed the design. I was inspired by some, I must have pinned hundreds of rug hooks, and I loved the idea of the dot borders, so I incorporated dot borders. I did mine as, I call them scrappy dots, because I'm using up scraps on them, so they're supposed to look just like this. They're using up bits and pieces of things, and I love that. I free-handed Martin the bunny, which is my bunny out in the garage. I love him. And actually I have, just in honor of him, some Angora I spun from my other bunnies that I used to have. And I made him a floppy tail that sticks out from the rug.
It's so floofy and soft.
Yeah, didn't have enough of one color of blue for the sky. So I experimented with kind of blending blues to create what looks at a distance as a more uniform color. And I kind of enjoyed doing that, but I'm not so sure that I love the rug.
What?
I mean, it was a really great experiment, but I don't know. It doesn't look, it looks like a kid drawing to me. And I don't know.
Crazy.
I wonder if I would have liked it better if I would have, instead of doing the blue, if I would have done a black background. I don't know.
No.
But I love rug hooking, I have to say. I did learn that.
Okay.
I love this Oxford punch. I wasn't sure I would like that. I love this because it saves a lot in having to use a special tool to get the thread all the way through. The other thing I wanted to pass along was, because this was a larger project, I didn't have a hoop or a stretcher big enough for a project like this. So I didn't think about that when I first drew it. And then I'm like, okay, well, once I finish this one, I have a frame that has gripper strips.
Yeah.
Well, if you put, you work on these kinds of projects from the back side. So let's take this down and I'll show you what the back looks like. I mean, it's almost prettier from the back. But you can see it's very flat on the back. And you're working opposite of the side you'll be using. So this is the not used side. So if I put a gripper rug strip against this side of the rug, it's going to rip those loops out. Mm-hmm. So that was my problem, and I'm like, oh man. And I looked at different rug frames. I noticed that some people were using a really large frame, and it would roll to reveal different parts of it and stuff. And I'm like, it was like $300 or something.
Yeah.
So of course we go back to Pinterest and the computer. I already had some pieces of PVC piping that I had used on my drying rack to just give me a larger surface for yarns to dry so they don't get a kink in them. And so we only had to add these corners. And the side, the little 1 foot sides to create a frame that I could use. Now, what I was supposed to get was, let's see if I can do this. I was supposed to get one where instead of coming out the side here, there should be a hole coming out from the front here, actually from the back. And I have 2 other legs. So the idea would be I could sit with this in my lap, and my lap would support the side closest to me, and the 2 legs would be on the ground. So I wouldn't have to have something to lay this on, because it would have these legs. So we are going to go and get the correct piece that we intended to use for here and replace this. And it all comes apart, so it's not like it's a big deal. But this is I think, a very good solution for someone who wants to have a frame but doesn't have the money to buy a $300 frame. You could probably do it for, I don't know, $30 or something. Sure. So that is one of the things we are going to do. The other thing is, I think it's in my lap, what we held on the rug with were these clips that we got at Home Depot. And they are normally more expensive, but he found them for like 99 cents. So I had clips going all the way across at different intervals. I think I had 4 on the long sides, and I had 2 on the ends. So that's how many clips I had, and that way I could make sure, and you can turn, once you get them on, you can turn them a little bit to tighten it up if you need to.
So smart.
So yeah, that worked out great. I also think you could sew the edge. Let's see if I can do it here. Sew the edge of your backing. If you had planned ahead for this, you could sew this like they do on the rug frames, and then just roll it and use like 1 or 2 clips, but it would stay more evenly taut on the frame, and you could just roll your rug like this and then use the clip to secure it. I don't know. I don't know that it's worth putting that much time and thought into it. So.
It's the clips we use.
Yes. So my goal was to reduce stash with things that I really wouldn't have probably knit with.
So ingenious.
And you can put multiple colors together, which is like what I did in the blue section. Typically, rugs are hooked with strips of wool fabric that have been dyed. But I used yarn, but people do both now. They're not, and these Oxford hooks will actually carry also wool strips. So if you want to do both, you can. But rug hooking with a traditional hook that looks like it has a crochet hook on the end, you work on the right side of the fabric, and you're putting your hand underneath to help feed the yarn up with your hook so that you're making the loops from this side, as opposed to rug punching. You're working on this side of the rug, the back, and you're punching the loops through to the other side of the fabric. So I worked on it looking at this. And so I looked at this and I thought, well, that's kind of fun. But then I looked at this and it wasn't as beautiful as I'd hoped.
I think it's gorgeous.
So anyway, but the idea was I was going to put it on as a mat in front of the door leading out to Martin's area. I thought that'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
But people often use them on walls too.
Sure.
Just saying. So that was my rug hooking adventure.
I love it.
Yeah. Other things I finished. I learned pie plate dyeing, which just simply means using a microwave and a pie plate to dye fiber. I wanted some solid colors that I could put with other things when I'm spinning, so I worked on how to do that. I love doing it.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding a really great microwave for either $35 or $40 on Craigslist. So here, you hold this.
Yes.
I got just an example of some of the colors that I did with the pie plate dyeing. It creates a tonal, just because of how I did it. I was wanting to do that on purpose. I wanted lights and darks, and you can see I got it. Now you can also get a very saturated, even color if that's what you want, using your microwave and your professional dyes and your, well, I suppose you could use Kool-Aid too, but I wanted tonal. So I was really happy with this. I felt, oh my goodness, it made it very accessible to me.
Yeah.
You know, I can do this. I don't have a big kitchen I can do it in. And can I do like my own little special warning?
Yes.
Okay. If you're using professional dyes, they are like heavy metals. They are toxic substances. You have to use them with caution. Peggy's always really good about stressing that. You really don't want to do them in your kitchen. Okay, don't, like, wherever you prepare food, you are going to easily contaminate your cooking surfaces. So this is a project you're going to do like in a garage. You're going to do it someplace where you're not handling food, and you're going to be very careful to wear gloves and a mask and safety goggles and all that.
Right.
So even though it's very accessible and easy, please be careful with the dyes. And once they're set, they're perfectly safe. But in their powdered form, they can be a problem. So
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Always a good reminder.
How about
Awesome.
you?
I finished your sockhead hat.
Love.
Yay. You don't have to put it back on, but there it is. It hasn't been washed yet, so it's going to add some length to it, which will make it a little bit more slouchy and fun.
Yes, I love it.
And I love the colors. It's the burgundy colorway, which I think I love the little variations in color that would pop up here and there.
I do too. It's been a prized skein for a long time, and I love having it as a hat now.
Yay! I also finished my featherweight cardigan.
I can't believe I didn't notice that.
Yes.
And your feelings about it.
My feelings about it. I'm so glad that it's done.
That good, huh?
Well, no. It was 13 months in the making.
Was it really?
Yes.
It feels fabulous.
Thank you. So this is... Oh, I didn't put this.
Could you stand up?
Yes.
I would like to see, they've seen a close-up of one edge, but that's not the same. Okay, so it's hitting you mid-hip.
Yes. I lengthened it. This is really more of a cropped kind of, it's supposed to be more cropped, and I added length to it because I did not want...
Well, actually, in back, you're getting some really nice butt coverage.
Thank you.
Now, on this, it's not mid-hip. It's probably upper thigh. But it's not too long at all.
No. So, and I did as you can see, I did the 1x1 ribbing instead of the stockinette, which would have curled. I did not want the curling. I wanted the extra coverage in the front.
Did you go down a needle size?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
So I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait to wear it. And it's a linen and silk blend by Anzilla. It's their Anzilla Breeze.
Does it feel hot?
No,
Okay.
not at all. In fact, I actually I have one skein left from this, and I'm going to put it in the gift box for a prize.
Good idea.
Because I don't have any desire to knit with this yarn again. Not because I don't like it or I don't think it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. It's just that I've already knitted with it twice now. And I don't really care for working with lace weight yarns, I found. Now, the funny thing is that I actually do have a whole other sweater's worth of yarn to make another sweater of this. But not an Anzilla Breeze.
Okay.
It's in a Knit Picks yarn.
Do you feel like you gained any speed or comfortability? I just made that up. With the pattern, since you've knit it so many times now?
Yes, this is my second time knitting it, and so I do feel more comfortable knitting it.
Okay.
But yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you
It's
very
beautiful
much.
on you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. So I can't wait to get some use out of it. So,
Wonderful.
yay.
Good job.
Let's talk about spinning. Have you been spinning?
Of course. I got
Yes.
to demo spin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which is real spinning, but as a demonstration, I was at Fiberfest and I spun on my Hanson's e-spinner, which got a lot of attention. People enjoy seeing that one in person.
Mm-hmm, I'm sure.
They don't get I hear they don't come east as much. So they are less likely, well, I say this, but this is just scuttlebutt. This is just the scuttlebutt. But not a lot of people had seen it, I should just say that.
Okay.
And so they enjoyed seeing it working in person.
Sure.
So I got to share my love of my Hanson spinner.
Yes.
How about
I need
you?
to love it. I have been knitting on the Fiber Nymph Dyeworks, the Dragonfly colorway, which is just amazing. And I finished the first half of it, the first 2 ounces. So actually yesterday for Mother's Day, I started the second half. So
Aw.
I got to spin for, I don't know, like maybe 20 minutes yesterday.
Okay.
I got to spin for a few minutes this morning after I got the kids off to school.
Mm.
So not a whole lot of spinning lately, not a whole lot of knitting either, but you know, it's just been kind of busy and crazy around here.
Yes, yeah, a lot of extra events and things going on and doctor's appointments and yeah.
All of it.
All of it.
Yes. Should we talk about gilding a lily?
Oxford punch needle.
That's
I bought it in 2 sizes. I bought it, one skein was a sampler of her rug yarn that she sells, just so I could see what a proper rug yarn is like. But it's all in the rug I showed, so.
Yeah. Well, I picked up a couple of things. The first thing that I bought is I bought this.
Ooh.
This is Spun Right Round BFL in the beach colorway, and I bought
Wow.
8 ounces because I would like to have a little bit more. I'm gonna actually take this out of the bag so you guys can see.
That might be better.
Um,
Isn't that gorgeous? And what fiber is that?
that's
in?
BFL,
Love it.
and I want to get some more yardage so I can do something like maybe like a heavier weight shawl or something.
That'd be fun.
Or you know, a cowl, or you know, but I'm still, you know, like for example, my last yarn I got about 155 yards out of. So if I get 2 of that, you know, then I'm at 300, and I can actually, you know, make something a little bit more substantial with that.
Fun. That's
So
a great
yay.
idea.
And I got these off of a Ravelry D-stash,
Ah.
which if you have not done a Ravelry D-stash before, I think, you know, I've had very good luck with them.
Have you?
Yes, I have. And as far as being able to, you know, have a good experience where, you know, people, you know, pay on time, and, you know, things are you know, are shipped out quickly. So, you know, I've had very good luck.
Good.
So, yay! There's that. And then, the other thing that I bought,
Isn't that pretty?
yes, this is Lion Brand Heartland.
And I would say I am seeing that in person it has more teal.
Yes, it
It
does.
looks like it could be a gray on screen, but it's teal and gray. Oh, that might help. Let's see, next to your... Can you see the teal-y thing happening in there? I think so.
This is the Glacier Bay colorway, number 105. And this is it's 100% acrylic. And I think this is really soft. You just have to feel it. I think
Love
it's
it.
very soft. And I really
Have you started using it?
no, not yet.
I have to send this to my friend Tabitha. She's looking for a lovely yarn for...
And I just bought that. Evan, please don't make that
Oh,
sound.
they can see our setup here. Here, that's what it looks like.
Ta-da! So, Evan. No, thank you.
Okay.
I just got this at Walmart, or Walmart carries it. And
How much does it run?
I think it was about $5. It
Okay.
wasn't that much. Please don't sit on there. Thank you. I know. You're very frustrated because we're taking a while. I'm sorry. So I don't know what I want to do with this. I want to try a project with it.
Yeah.
Something smaller. And
I have
then
a suggestion.
Yeah.
We are going to be doing a June knit along.
Yes.
Correct? Or
Correct.
a crochet along or a craft along.
A craft along.
And it is going to be charity knitting.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been having a long discussion with Tabitha from Tabitha's Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And because when you do charity knitting, most of the time they tell you no wool.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to have something washable but soft.
Mm-hmm.
I think this definitely qualifies as a great one for charity knitting.
Yes.
And what I'm thinking about, and we'll talk about this later, but I'm thinking about doing some hats, preening hats.
Yeah.
And I could just see this is a lovely little boy color.
It is.
So I think that would be really a fun one. So if along with that approaching June time where we are going to be getting into charity knitting,
Yeah.
we should start a thread of people recommending acrylic yarns, non-wool yarns that are machine washable,
Mm-hmm.
that they have enjoyed using for charity work.
Yeah.
This would also make a lovely prayer shawl.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. We'll see. They had several colors at my Walmart that were nice. They had a beautiful gray. They had a pink and a bright sunshiny yellow, which Ailish, of course, loves. She's like, Mom, you could make a sweater for yourself out of that.
Of
I was
course you
like,
could.
yes, I definitely could.
It's a statement.
It is.
I'm happy.
I'm here. So, in any case,
I love it.
yes. So that was another purchase.
And perhaps someone who's used Heartland from the group could tell us what they made with it.
Yes.
Give you some ideas.
Yes, that is true. So let's talk about It's a Good Thing.
You're a good thing.
Oh,
You're my good thing.
thank you.
I was thinking how glad I am after we have missed so much of the podcasting thing, how much I love doing this with you
Oh.
and sharing this with you, and that you have opened my world up and introduced me to Fiber Love and all the wonderful people that are part of it. And
Yeah.
so I'm thankful for you.
Well, thank you. That's very
You're welcome.
sweet. I am thankful that we have been podcasting for a year now. We had our podiversary on April 25th.
Happy birthday!
Ta-da! We made it.
I was going to make her sing, and she was in no mood for it.
Not so much. She wanted to open with happy birthday, and I'm like, that makes no sense. So in any case, I can't believe that we've been doing this for a year now.
And you know, I in my head, I had imagined us much more polished by now. We are perhaps even less polished than when we began. Those who started at episode 1 have got to be just shaking their heads by this one.
They're like, wow, this is, no.
It's just a hot mess over there.
That's all right, though.
Yes.
So let's talk about Anti-Procrastination April. Our knit along finished. We did it.
I never even got to post my item in it just because I was so into other things.
Yes.
So you already got to see mine, which was rug hooking, and I did my small rug hooked coaster that I showed, I think, last podcast, which is right over there on my table. I use it.
Yeah.
And that was with wool strips, and then I did the small mug rug with the sock yarn, and I did the larger bunny rug with
You've been
bulky
busy.
yarn. So I really explored it, and I have to say I enjoyed it immensely,
That's wonderful.
and have discovered another way to use the fiber I love.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was finishing up my featherweight finally. And so I'm super happy about that, to have that done and be able to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And, it had become like this weight on me, on my shoulders, like in the back of my head too, that I just need to finish that. And so it feels good to have it done. And
Good.
I don't feel I don't feel any of that, negative energy when I wear it or anything. So
Good.
It just feels wonderful and fabulous.
Are you glad you slogged through and finished it?
I am. I probably won't, start another one for a while.
It is lovely, I have to say.
Thank you.
It was worth the effort, and
Yes.
it fits you beautifully.
Thank you. Yeah, that's part of the nice thing about, making your own things is you can, custom design them and, fit them to make sure that they fit you the way that you want.
Yeah, I'm still learning in that.
Me too. Me too. Well, let's talk about our winner because we had a wonderful prize to give away.
Yay!
Here we go. The Stitched by Sasha bag.
Oh, Sasha, you won my heart with that one. Love it, love
Here
it.
we go. And the winner was, let's do a drum roll, number 7, who was Sarah
Sarah HJG2. Sarah.
You got it. Please don't make that sound.
This is my needles clapping for Sarah.
Yes. In just a few minutes.
Evan's hungry.
Yes.
Are you hungry?
Sarah knitted another door open shawl out of hand spun.
Wow.
So Sarah,
Impressive.
Congratulations. You did it. You did not procrastinate.
And Sasha, thank you so much for donating this gift.
Oh my goodness.
She didn't want to take it out, but I'm just irreverent and I'll do it anyway because look at this beautiful work that Sasha did.
Yes.
And as you know, we are a fan of a lovely bag, and this is a lovely bag. Look at that interior.
It's so beautiful.
And this is a great kind to turn down when you are using it as a sock bag, say for instance. You can turn it down and it helps it kind of become more like a basket for working out of. So I love it. I tried begging and crying, but I really think there's no more of this one left. The other thing I forgot to mention is Sasha does pockets,
which are very handy.
Let's see if I can actually show them. Brienne, I'm feeling very twisted around again. There we
See
go.
there?
See the pockets? 2 pockets, which allow you to keep stitch markers or anything else that you need in there, and there's still plenty of room for yarn.
Yes.
Nice big gusseted bottom there that opens up like that. So
That's right.
I'm a big fan, and I think that Sarah is going to be a big fan too.
I think she will. So Sarah, I just need for you to get in contact with me. I'm kind of changing that a little bit because if I contact you and you haven't seen the podcast yet, then I kind of ruin the surprise.
That's true.
So
Okay.
Sarah, get in touch with me. I'm being Brienne on Ravelry, or you can email the podcast if you'd like, which is knitworthypodcast@gmail.com, and that way I can get this out to you.
Wonderful.
Yay! And so that's it.
Are you sure?
That's it.
Oh my goodness. And there's so much more that we didn't say. Aren't you glad? Really?
Holding our tongues.
I know.
We have other things, other shows.
We
though.
do. So we will lay out the details for the next knit along. May we have not declared.
I think
along.
May is just a break month.
May is a break month. If you didn't get your anti-procrastination project done, you could finish that up. And let's get ready to roll. And June.
In June.
So June 1st, we're going to launch our charity along. And so be thinking about what you want to do. We will give you suggestions on some patterns that you might enjoy.
That's right.
Knitting for different causes. We'll give you some causes that you could maybe participate with. So be thinking, what kind of charity knitting do you want to do? And it could be charity knitting where you are blessing someone who is a friend. Maybe
Yes.
he's going through a hard time. It doesn't have to go through an official organization. It could just be where you are wanting to be a blessing to someone.
That's right.
So it's open, people.
That's
we'll
right.
We'll have prizes.
Of course.
Yes.
I'm getting kind of like a backlog of prizes.
It's
so
time to give out prizes.
I think that it's time. I think we're going to do 2 prizes in June. I'm feeling it.
2.
2.
Now you're going crazy.
I know. It's kind of crazy.
So it feels good for me to be back into the world again and
Yes.
not like, where am I? Who am I?
I know.
We're trying to eat healthier, aren't we?
We are.
We're making some changes, trying to eat healthy and trying to live thankful.
That's right.
We are
And being present and in the moment.
present and in the moment. And that was what we were actually talking about before podcast, was that I really was thinking how if we are more mindful in our day, we have so many things to be thankful for, so much beauty to appreciate, so many people that are so amazing and unique, and that we need to live as thankful people.
That's
and
right.
how much better would the quality of our life be if we lived that way?
So much better.
Okay, can I share just one last story?
Very quickly.
Okay, very quickly. The very quick story is I was watching a YouTube video by a woman who is an Orthodox Jew, and she was sharing her faith and why she does her head covering. And I'm fascinated by how people, how they
Live out their faith.
live out their faith. That was the way I was trying to think of the word for it. Live out their faith. And she said that in Orthodox Jewish law, that it is a sin to not smile at people when you are out in the public and in your day. Now, if you have a bad day, you can certainly go home and talk to about your husband, not about your husband, with your husband or a good friend, whatever. But she says when you're out in public, you are supposed to be like a shining light and passing along good things with a smile. And so what she equated it to, she said, it's like this. If you had a bad case of the flu, would you go and cough on everybody? Would you go and spread your germs, kiss them on the mouth, and, cough on them? Of course not. That would be considered rude, wouldn't it?
Right.
And she said, in our faith, we are not to spread our bad attitudes around. And I was thinking, the light bulb went on.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter whether you're Jewish, Orthodox Jewish or not. That is a principle to live by.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean being not authentic, right? I mean,
Right.
there are many things to be thankful for, and that's what you're spreading, is that despite what might not be going right in my life, I have a reason to spread joy.
Absolutely.
Because I'm thankful for the things that are good. And so I thought, I'm going to start doing that more.
That's a good
I'm going
idea.
to wear my smile more and see if I can be a light in this world. And I am very thankful for so many things. Thankful for you. Thankful for my family. I'm thankful for all of you. And that's a reason to smile right there.
Absolutely.
And we have an activity that we love that brings us joy. So there's no reason why we can't be people that spread good stuff.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us in our home today. We're so thankful that you're here, and we had a good time.
I did.
Yes.
It was fun being back.
And we will see you next time. But until then, we want you to remember that you are knitworthy.
Bye. Bye, y'all.